Hi guys, Jimbo here, the driving test guy in New South Wales, helping you pass your New South Wales driving test first go, hopefully. Okay folks, today we have Eesha. How you doing, Eesha?
Hi, I'm good, how are you?
Not too bad. Now we're going to do a mock test, so we're going to go for a little drive. Now, are you ready?
I'm ready.
Are you Jimbo ready?
I'm Jimbo ready.
Fantastic. Okay, we're going to do a light check. So can you turn on the dashboard for me? And that's it. And I'm going to get out and we're going to do a light check. Okay, left signal. Okay, right signal. Okay, right signal. Yep, left signal. Now the brake. Great. Okay folks, so make sure before you do any driving test that your signals, front, side and rear, and 3 brake lights are all good, as well as your tyres. Okay folks, just before we watch the mock test video, just a few words. I now have a website, www.thedrivingtestguynewsouthwales.com.au. On that website, you can see all the videos collated in a nice format for ease of access. Also, if you want instructions on how to book a driving lesson or book a mock test with me, all the information is there. And as always, thank you guys that do support this channel. And if I have made your life easier and helped you pass your New South Wales driving test and you would like to say thank you, you can do so by buying me a coffee. The link is below in this video, also on the website. Okay, let's get back to the mock test video. Now, okay, now we're going to go for a little drive. We're going to do a curb stop and a 3-point turn and reverse park. Yep. Now, if you're not sure where you're going, just ask me to repeat the instruction. Do you have any questions? No. Okay, well, if you're ready, let's start the car. Okay, we've got the engine on. When you're ready, we're going to head that way. Handbrake's off. We're into drive. I generally prefer if we do drive first and then handbrake second. Now it's important that she looks around a little bit more, particularly the left blind spot area, which she's done, because this car park is really crazy. There's people walking out and cars coming out from all angles. Okay, we'll head to the end and we'll take a right-hand turn. Okay, so what I'm looking for, if someone should walk out or drive out in front of us, Eesha will notice and respond. And then we have this guy, and Eesha responds by getting on the brake. Excellent work. We now have some bonus hazard perception points. Okay, so we've got the guy on the right that we're tracking, and there's a person on the left. By going slow through here, if something should jump out, Eesha should be able to deal with it. Okay, we'll take the second right turn. Now we've still got this guy on the right, but up ahead we have a white car that's backing our direction. Now if he keeps backing, Eesha might have to deal with this. But the car has stopped, so all is fine. Okay, we'll take the next left. Okay, so what we're looking for here is, does Eesha mount our rear left tyre up onto this curb corner? This is a very common fail item with this test centre, so let's see what happens. Okay, so she's moving slow. She knows full well not to get on that curb. There's a couple other cars that makes it tight, but we're moving slow, and yep, she's done it. Fantastic. All right, we'll take a left. All right, we'll go left. Up ahead is a crossing, so it's good that Eesha's going slow through here. Okay, so we're giving way to the right. There are a few cars coming, and another vehicle comes up beside us which blocks her view. So I'm glad that she just doesn't guess and go. She probably could push a bit further in to see better, but I don't think it will give her much more of a view. So she waits till that car's gone, she can see it's clear, and then goes. So that's great work. Okay, we'll go to the end and turn right. Now you always need to be careful with that Bunnings exit on the right hand side. Sometimes cars jump out on you and you need to be ready. Thankfully no one did today. Okay, so we've been asked to turn right. Now this T intersection can be really busy. I encourage you to all practice this T intersection many times, turning right. Sometimes the poor learner can sit there a long time waiting for a gap. Now you need to be careful of the driveways opposite. Cars can come out of there and the student does not notice. For example, this car coming out of this driveway, we will need to keep track of him in case he wants to turn right. Okay, so we're starting to move up. Eesha's keeping good space for the car in front. And now it's our turn. So Eesha looks to the right, looks to the left, and it's clear. Great. Okay, so we'll head to the traffic lights and turn left. At this spot, I like students to turn right close to the center line and then move over. Exactly what Eesha did, checking mirrors, left indicator and checking left shoulder. Note the signal's now off, great, to reduce confusion with the 7-Eleven driveway. When we get past this first big driveway, she puts the signal back on, great. Now, we have a left turn slip lane, nobody's using the crossing, so she rolls straight through, great, checks the right, notices all the traffic stopped, takes advantage of that and just completes the turn. Right, we're just going to head straight ahead. Okay, so this is Camden Valley Way. This is the 80 zone. You can see the sign there, and we can now get the speed up. So hopefully we get at least 70, maybe 75, and not over 80. Now along here are two side streets. This first one and then further along is a set of traffic lights. Now you may be asked to turn left down either on a different test route. Make sure you check over your left shoulder before you move into the turn lane, otherwise you will get an observation error. At the traffic lights, we'll proceed straight ahead. Okay, so we've got the instruction to proceed straight ahead into Narellan. Now, we've got to check out these lights, see what color they are. Are they green or are they red? Now, currently, they are red, and we're going to be the first car stopped at the line. Now, the positioning is important here. We need our bumper within 1 meter of the line. Now, the camera I'm using does make that gap look a little bit bigger than what it actually is, but she is correctly positioned. Now, what we're looking for now is when the light goes green, does she check both sides with head movement? I call this the first on red check. This is a very, very common observation error. Students simply forget to do this check. So, when this light goes green, we're going to look to see whether Eesha does this first on red check, looking to the right and looking to the left. And if she doesn't, she will score an observation error, and I will put it down on the list below where it says OBS. Now remember folks, with observation errors, 3 strikes, you are out. F19 fail item. Okay, let's sit back and watch. We're about to get the green. Waiting, waiting. The anticipation is extreme. Yep, she does it. What a complete winner. Excellent. Okay, we'll just keep going straight ahead. Yep, we only have winners in this car. We are on the path to passing this driving test. Fantastic. Okay, so we're heading along the Camden Valley Way. This is an extended run at the 80k limit. Now, what always happens here is cars go past us and they pull in front, taking our 3-second gap following distance. This increases our risk of accident with cars in front, so the examiner will expect that you react straight away, back off and rebuild that space. If you do not, you're looking at a negative point. If you remain way too close to the vehicle in front, you will get an F18 fail item. Okay, the traffic lights will go straight ahead. We proceed straight. Now we have a side street car hazard. I would have preferred a bit more reaction from Eesha. Covering the brake, looking over to the left. Now we have a set of traffic lights. We're getting ready for it to go yellow. It stayed green. A bit further up we have a change in speed limit from the 80 to the 60. And we are now back under 60, so that is great. Okay, so at the next traffic light, straight ahead. On the left, we have another side street hazard. Eesha does have a glance at it, so that is good. And the second set of lights will go straight ahead as well. Okay, the common problem with the lights ahead is that students often get themselves queued up in the first set when the second set is red.
So straight at these lights?
Yep, straight at both. Yep. So when approaching these two lights and the first light is green, you must have two things in your mind. Is the first light going to go yellow or not? Are we stopping or are we committing? If we are committing, then the second thing is the second light red, is it queuing? If it's queuing, you must pull up here at the first light. If you cross this first line and it's queued up, you will get an F15 fail item for blocking the intersection. Today though, as you can see, it's all pretty clear through here, and that's one advantage of doing your driving test during the day when the traffic isn't as busy. Okay, just after the next lights, we're going to turn left. So next street after the lights, we turn left. Okay, so we're taking the next left just after the traffic lights. If you look up ahead, there's a servo, there's a car coming out of the driveway. I would have preferred if Eesha indicated a little bit later, maybe after that vehicle, to reduce confusion with that vehicle. They may have thought we were going into the servo, they may have pulled out in front of us. Okay, we'll just proceed straight for the left. Recently, they put this new 40 zone around the south building of Narellan Town Centre, so we will be watching Eesha's speed. Up ahead we have a speeder, let's see if she slows to 20. Yep, fantastic. Up ahead on the left, we have the entry and exit to the shopping centre. You can hear Eesha ease off the accelerator as that car turns in front of us, so that's good. Further up the road, there is a crossing, which is also a speed hump, and we are slowing, so that's good. There is a pedestrian, and Eesha is giving way. There's also a second group of pedestrians on the left, and Eesha is seeing them as well, giving way to those pedestrians, and once they're out of the way, she's proceeding. So, great work. Okay, at the roundabout, we're going to turn right. Okay, we're turning right at the roundabout. Now these cars on the left, you want to check to see if any have signals or brake lights. We suggest they might want to pull out and be ready for them. Okay, so we've got our signal on, we checked the roundabout. There is no risk of collision. We can enter this roundabout safely, and we'll see if she does her exit signal. And she does. Okay, we'll just proceed straight for a little bit. Now we have exited the shopping centre's 40 zone. It is a school zone here, but it's not activated. At the next roundabout, we'll turn left. Okay, so we're slowing for the speed hump and the crossing. Nobody's crossing, and we can proceed. Our instruction is to head to the roundabout and turn left. Okay, Eesha has her left signal on. Now we're checking the roundabout for risk of collision. As long as we can enter before that white car comes too far around, all is good. Okay, I'm gonna get you to do the curb stop. If you can pull into the curb, park the car, shut it down, secure the vehicle like you're getting out of it. Let me know when you're finished, just here. Okay, the curb stop maneuver. She's done the mirrors, indicator, checked over the shoulder. So shut it down, secure the vehicle like you're getting out the car. Let me know when you're done. Okay, she's putting the car into park. She's got the handbrake on. She's turning the indicator off. She's turned the engine off, and she said done. Okay, great. Let's start the car, and we're going to leave the curb when you're ready. Okay, she's got the engine back on, handbrake off, into drive. I generally prefer drive first and handbrake. The indicator is on. You need at least a 5-second signal when you leave the curb. Now we're looking to see whether she picks a safe gap. There are still a couple of vehicles coming. Maybe could have got out in front of that white van there, but I'm happy to wait as well. But we need to see, does she check over her shoulder and do a blind spot head check? Which she does do, so that's great. Okay, we're just going to take the next right turn, please. Okay, so we've got to turn right. Now, there is no turn lane, so if we've got to wait for oncoming cars, we've got to keep the car position straight. But we do have a gap straight up. Okay, we'll just follow the bend around to the left. Now this bend's a little bit tight and not the best vision, so I prefer we go around 25, which is what she's doing. She also did indicate on this particular bend, we did not need to indicate. Okay, we're just going to proceed straight for a little bit. There is no markdown if you indicate on a bend when you didn't need to. Okay, so we're proceeding straight for a little bit. A bit further down, you've got parked cars either side, and it gets a little bit narrow. I'm going to look to see if Eesha slows her speed down a little bit. I'm going to take the next left turn. Just here. So I think Eesha could have gone a little bit slower through there. Okay, so we're going to go up to the top. We're going to turn left.
maybe scoring a negative point for not reducing the speed appropriately when the side space was limited. Okay, so we're turning left at the T. There's no stop sign. We can treat it like give way sign. Now, Eesha's now looking to the right, looking for a gap. Got a couple of cars coming, looking to see that she can pick a gap that's sensible where she doesn't slow anybody down. And you can see there's a great gap coming up now, and we are going.
Now, we're going to take an immediate right turn just here.
Okay, we've been asked to take the next right. As before, we don't have a turn lane to turn right into. So if we have to wait for cars, we've got to keep the wheel straight. Now have a look here. Now when you complete this right-hand turn, right at this section of road, because it raises up a bit, unless you slow, your front of your car will scrape badly there. So when you turn right at this street, clear the oncoming traffic, but immediately slow so your bottom of the car doesn't scrape. So we clear the traffic, we slow right at this point, doesn't scrape.
Okay, now at the cross street coming up, we're going to turn left.
Okay, so we're turning left at the cross street. We are on what I call priority. We do not give way to the right, but let's see if Eesha does check to the right anyway from a safer driver point of view. And she does, just in case someone is flying through that give way sign, and she would be ready for him.
Okay, I'm just going to do the 3-point turn when you're ready.
Okay, so it's 3-point turn time. She's checked the mirrors, indicator, she's checked over her left shoulder, and she's now got the car positioned on the gutter. So yes, make sure before you start the 3-point turn, pull over properly first. Okay, now to pull out, she's done the mirrors, she's got the indicator on, she checked the shoulder. There's a little issue with the Mazda's iStop, but she sorted that out.
Still good, it's just the iStop.
Now, she rechecks again, and we start to move. Now the idea is you get around as much as you can, get maximum turn without hitting the curb or going up the driveway. So that looks fine there. Okay, she's in reverse, she's steering, the steering back the other way, she's checking up and down the road. I generally prefer if we steer it, gear it, then check it, but that's fine. She's now checking out the back regularly when going backwards, so that's good. She probably came back a bit more than what she needed there. But now she's getting ready to go forward. She's now steering it, which I like. She's now geared it, got it into drive, and now she's checking up and down the road. So that second group of steer gear check it was great. And around we go.
Okay, that's fine. Now at the cross street, we're going to turn left.
Just to note, that last right signal she did when finishing the 3-point turn was not necessary for the test. Okay, so we're turning left on a cross street, we're on the give way sign, so we can roll through this if this one is clear, and it is clear, and we can roll through that, unlike a stop sign.
Okay, at the end, we're going to turn left.
Okay, so we've got a left turn instruction. It's a T intersection. There's no stop sign, no stop line. We can treat it like give way and ultimately roll through. Now the visibility to the right's not great, so she's just edging up to see past that tree, and it is good, and we can roll through.
Okay, we'll just proceed straight for a little bit.
So we're proceeding straight, but there's this little island coming up. Now this is designed to slow you down a little bit, and she does.
At the roundabout, I'll get you to turn right.
Okay, so we've got the right turn instruction at the roundabout. We've got our right signal on. Now we've also got the shopping centre 40 zone to deal with. So we're going to see if she can stay under 40 when in this zone. So we're looking to see if Eesha can enter the roundabout when safe. A couple of cars there. It's this white one's a little bit too far around. She waits till it exits. It's now safe. Great decision. She exits signals.
Straight for a bit.
Go up the crossing, speed up. Does she slow? Yes. Does she look around? Yes. Good work. Now, coming up ahead is the section where I always catch students over 40. So we're now watching the speedo. She's currently doing 35, approaching 40, but she's holding the speed under 40, so that is great work.
Okay, we'll head to the end and we'll turn left.
So up ahead we have a few things. First thing is the speed hump. Does she slow? Yes, she does. Great. Probably a bit slower than what she needed, but that's certainly okay. Up ahead we have what I call the modified T. Now we've been asked to turn left, so I do like to signal, and she is. Let's see if she just checks to the right. to see if anyone's going to run the stop sign, and she does. Great.
Okay, we're going to proceed straight for a bit.
So this is Somerset Avenue, pretty busy, lots of side streets and driveways. Keep your eyes peeled. We've got to speed up, and Eesha slows to roughly 20. Great.
At the traffic lights, we'll be turning left.
Okay, so we've got to turn left at the traffic lights, which means we're going to have to move over to the left lane soon. I'm hoping that Eesha picks up early that white van is the vehicle she needs to get in behind and doesn't continue straight ahead. She works it out pretty well, gets over, and we'll be able to make the left turn down at the lights. Now what she needs to do here though is turn her left signal off, because between us and the traffic lights there is a side street, and we don't want to confuse the other cars. At the moment she still has the signal on. Okay, we begin to move, and Eesha still has her left signal on. Now this left signal may create a hazard with this left side street, particularly with this white car. They may think we're turning left and jump out on us. They didn't, but it could have happened and could have led to a fail at them. The light is green, we check anyway, we complete the turn. I always get students to jump into the right hand lane here.
Okay, now I want you to proceed straight for a bit.
Okay, so this is Camden Valley Way and the speed limit is 60. There's not much happening at the moment.
Straight through these lights.
Up ahead the traffic is queuing. Let's see if Eesha notices, and she does, and she starts slowing down a bit, keeping her 3-second following space distance. Light is still green, so she proceeds straight. You just need to be careful here. On the left side there's a couple of driveways with the servo and also a side street near Aldi. Just in case they jump out on you, you just need to be ready for them.
Okay, so these lights we're going to turn right.
Okay, so we've entered the school zone, but it's not activated at the moment. But if you are doing a test during school zone time, you will need to notice that and stay under 40. This set of lights can present without a green arrow, which makes it a little bit harder. The light's just gone yellow, and it's one that we've stopped at. Now, with these lights, I've done a few videos on this scenario. If it's green arrow, it's easy. Okay, you do your first on red check and you go. If it's red like it is now, we're simply stopped. But if we get green circle only, that's a little bit trickier. That's when you head check and you push into the intersection, keeping straight, and you're waiting for a gap. Now you'll either see a gap and go, or you have to complete the turn on the yellow-red light. Now I have done a lot of videos on that scenario, turning right without a green arrow. So if you're not sure about that scenario, go find one of those videos and give it a watch, and it'll show you what to do. Now this light is going to start with a green arrow. What I'm interested in is, will Eesha do her first on red check? So we're now waiting for the light to go green, and it goes green, and she does do the check. Fantastic, and we complete the turn.
Okay, we'll just proceed straight for a bit.
So we're back in the 50 zone, so we'll see how her speed goes. There's a few factories around here, so a lot more trucks than that can jump out on us.
Okay, you take the next right turn, please.
Okay, so we have a right turn instruction, and we'll see how Eesha goes with her gap selection. Currently there are a couple of cars oncoming. That gap selection was fine. Little glitch in the camera. GoPros have a second gap between recording segments.
I'll get you to do the next left turn.
So we're turning left at the cross street. We are on what I call priority. We don't need to give way to the right, but I want to see if Eesha does check to the right anyway. She doesn't. Look, there's no markdown because there was no actual car coming in from the right, but if there was and she didn't see it, it may have led to an accident.
Okay, we'll turn left at the bend.
With this bend, I do like to signal because of the side street there on the right. Now, Eesha does have a bit of a glance at that vehicle, so that's good.
Okay, we're going to go to the end of the road and turn right.
Okay, so the instruction is we're going to head to the end of the road where there's a T intersection and we're going to turn right. As always with these intersections, check there's no stop sign. There isn't. So we can treat it like give way. Now the visibility is not great, So Eesha's pushed up sufficiently to be able to see. You can see a few cars on the right hand side. There's a bit of a gap on the right hand. We check left. There's a car coming on the left. There's a gap after that car. We check right again. All is safe, and she completes the turn. Great gap selection decision.
Okay, we'll proceed straight for a bit.
So we're proceeding straight. There's a lot of factories here again, lots of driveways, and the speed limit is 50, and we're under 50 at the moment.
Okay, we're just going to follow the bend around to the right.
Okay, we have a right-hand bend. The recommended speed is 30, and we are currently doing around 30. Eesha does indicate, but this particular bend does not need an indicator.
Okay, so at the end, we're going to turn right.
Okay, so we've got a right turn instruction at the T. Eesha has her signal on. We look to see if there's a stop sign. There isn't, so we can treat it like a giveaway sign. The visibility is not great, so hopefully she slows right up, and she is. Checks to the right, nobody's there. Check to left, there is a car there. Now that car looks like it's turning off, and there's another one behind, but it's far enough back. We check to the right, it is safe, and she completes the turn. Great.
Okay, so we'll just follow this along for a little bit.
Okay, we proceed ahead, and a truck has pulled out in front of us. Now Eesha responds by slowing a bit, keeping that space between us and the truck. That is great reaction. Now we have a bend here, recommended 35 k's an hour. Our speed's fine at the moment, but there's an edge line here on the left. It's very faded, needs to be painted, but try and keep off that edge line. And Eesha does. Eesha is using signals here, but it is not necessary on this bend. As we follow the truck appears to slow down. Now, Eesha decides to slow down, which is good, and decides to go past it. Now, in this case, we didn't need to do indicators and check over blind spots because we didn't go very wide and we didn't have to clip that center line.
At the cross street, we're going to turn left.
Okay, so the instruction is to turn left at the cross street. We need to work out, are we on priority or are we on a sign? You can see ahead we are on the sign, and the sign is a stop sign. The question is, will Eesha stop at the line or roll through? Okay, so we have definitely stopped. She's checked to the right. It is safe, and she completes the turn. Fantastic.
It'll be left, then right.
Okay, so we've got the instruction, turn left at the traffic lights and then turn right. It's what I call a double instruction. Now, because we're in a single turning lane, I'm hoping that Eesha will jump directly to that right-hand lane and not go into the first lane and then change lanes. So let's see what happens. It's green, she looks around anyway, which is good.
Left then right.
And she does jump straight to the right-hand lane. That's great.
Okay, these lights are turning right. Right here, and then left at the next set of lights.
So again, we have a double instruction to turn right, then left.
Right here and left at the next one.
Yeah, right here, left at the next set.
So I'm hoping that Eesha will jump directly to the left-hand lane. We are also the first car on red again, so we'll see if she does the first on red check, checking both sides before proceeding. Okay, so light goes green. Yes, she checks again. Fantastic, and proceeds. Does she jump to the left-hand lane? And she does. Fantastic work.
Okay, proceed straight. Next set of lights, we're turning left.
Okay, so this stretch of road is 60 zone, and we're under the speed limit, so that's good. A little bit further up at the bend, a left lane gets added on. Let's see if she moves into it. She's got the signal on, and she moves into this lane. I always recommend students always get the car positioned early for turns. Another glitch in the camera because GoPros have gaps between their segments. Okay, left signal's on. Eesha positions the car early, and she does. We do not need a left blind spot head check because we're up against the curb. No one can come up the left side. The light has just gone green arrow, green circle, so we can proceed. I always tell students at this point to turn left directly into the right-hand lane at this intersection. Let's see if Eesha has remembered. And she has, the reason being that eventually you will turn right. The speed limit is currently 60 and we're currently doing around just over 40.
Just after the traffic lights, we're going to turn right.
Okay, just up ahead is a change in the speed limit from 60 to 80. So I'm interested to see if Eesha stays under 60 until the 80. And she does, and that's great. Up ahead we have a set of traffic lights, so I don't like students to pick up too much speed until they know they're going through the green.
We'll turn right here.
Okay, so we're turning right, we've got our right signal on. We do not need a right side blind spot head check because we've got a raised curb in the middle. We queue up behind this traffic. Now this intersection here at busy times can be really bad. The Camden Valley Way can be all clogged up with traffic and make it hard to complete this turn. This time of day it's not too bad. Again, recommending that you generally do a test during the day and the non-busy times. Okay, so the big truck in front is starting to complete its turn. We've got the white car that's in front of us. We can see there are still a few oncoming vehicles. Even this time of day, you can often sit here a little while waiting for a safe gap. Highly recommend you take the first safe gap, because if you miss the first one, you could be there a while waiting for the next one. Looks like the guy in front has now completed his turn. It's now our turn. We have a few oncoming vehicles. There's a truck and a few cars. We're looking to see, will Eesha take a safe gap? And she can see a safe gap there, and we complete the turn.
Okay, we'll just proceed straight for a bit.
Now you need to notice in Smeaton Grange they have a 60 speed limit. Now all the other areas, Narellan, Gregory Hills, they default to 50, but Smeaton Grange is 60. So a lot of the time when it's hazard free, you can get the speed up a little bit.
Okay, we'll take the next left turn, please.
Okay, so in Smeaton Grange on these wide roads, some of them will need a left blind spot head check. This one doesn't because of that white car. It blocks out space, so you can get away without doing the left blind spot check on that particular turn.
Okay, we'll just proceed straight for a little bit.
Now, in Smeaton Grange, you've got factories, you've got trucks, you've got a lot of random things that can jump out of you or block your way. Okay, so make sure you're checking side to side for anything that may become a hazard that you will need to respond to. The last thing you want is something unexpected, you not responding and the examiner having to intervene and you getting an F6 fail item. Very common fail item with driving tests.
At the end of the road, we'll take a right turn, please.
Okay, so we've got a right turn instruction at the T. As always, signals on, and we check to see if there's a stop sign. There isn't, so we can treat it like give way. The visibility is not great, so Eesha is now slowing up really well. Checking to the right, checking to the left. It appears to be safe, so she completes the turn. I forgot to put my phone on silent. Sorry, folks.
Okay, now the red vehicle, I'm going to get you to reverse parallel park.
Okay, finally, all you folks have been sitting, watching, waiting for half an hour for what you're really after, the reverse parallel
Let me know
park.
when you finish.
So Eesha's got the signal on. She pulls up beside the vehicle. Nice and level. I like to line up the side mirrors. She's popped it in reverse. Is she doing the 360 check? Yep, she's looked right around the vehicle. And there is nobody passing. She starts reversing and she's regularly checking the rear window. She comes back a bit. I like to line up with the other car's rear tyre, and now she's putting the steering to the left to create the angle. Okay, she waited for that car to go past. She's continuing to check out the back window, so that's good. And the angle's not too bad. Now, I want to see if she brings the wheel back to center. But she keeps going. She's now at right lock. Now that's now going to create a problem because she's going to turn too early. And she's going to realize soon that she's going to be a little bit wide. But she is maintaining all the checks, which is good. You can feel that she's a little bit stressed here and she needs to come up with a solution. Now, she's decided that she's going to pull out again, but she hasn't put the signal on. So she now has the first signal error of the day. Thankfully though, she did do checks to see that it was safe. So she hasn't got a fail. Okay, so she gets the steering wheel back around, she's back into reverse, she's done her 360 again, looking around, great. So she is maintaining the checks. Okay, so she has another go backing in. This is now direction number 3, bringing it in a little bit closer. Okay, this time I think she's brought it in a little bit too deep this time, so we're at risk of hitting the gutter. She's maintaining checks, so that's good. She brings it around, and yeah, we're pretty tight there. We've hit the gutter. Just a negative point, not a fail. But look, we're nearly done. She's got it nearly completed. She just brings it forward, brings it to the left, and pushes up behind the car in front. Okay? She puts it in park and says done.
I'm done.
Okay, let's go.
Man, I bet she's glad that's over. But look, folks, there's no fail there. Yes, there was a signal error and there was a negative point for hitting the gutter, but certainly no fail. She used 4 moves to complete that maneuver. Okay, so she's backed the car up, having done the 360 check, looking out the back window. We're about to pull out from the curb now. She's popped it back into drive. She's got the right signal on. Checks over the shoulder. And it's safe, and we pull out and we continue straight ahead.
Okay, let's head to the very end of the road and we'll turn left.
Okay, so the instruction is to head to the end of the road and turn left. Now remember, this is Smeaton Range. Any moment a truck could come out of one of the factories, so continue looking side to side, get ready for the unexpected. Now this road's one of these wide ones, so turning left may need a shoulder check, but it looks like all the parked cars go pretty much down to the end. Now if you look a bit further down, there's a truck with the door open. Now let's see if Eesha notices, and she does. We're now slowing down. She's now ready for that. Carefully passed, looks like it's all fine. She bends around for the left turn. The broken line means we treat like a giveaway sign. We check to the right. Now I want 2 lanes clear. There is a truck up there blocking the view a bit, but she probably can see enough from where she is, but she probably could do with just pushing in a little bit more. Okay, so we got this truck here with the left signal on. I'm glad Eesha does not pull out in front of that truck, trusting it. Also behind the truck are some cars that were hidden. Another reason why I'm glad she did not go. Had she gone in front of that truck, I would have stopped the car and she would have got an F6 fail on him. It looks clear now, all lanes are clear.
Okay, let's proceed straight ahead.
I always get students when turning left in Smeaton Range to jump directly to the right hand lane because there's always parked cars. Now we can do that with all the intersections except the roundabouts, which I'll show you up here.
At the roundabout, we'll take a left turn.
Okay, so we've got a left turn instruction. Eesha will need to get the car positioned early. She's got the indicator on, she did a quick shoulder. Probably don't need to shoulder the parked cars, but I'd like to do shoulder checks with all lane changes. Okay, so the next thing she needs to work out is when to enter this roundabout. When is it safe? So she's checking to the right and she's got that truck. Now when she does find a gap, when she turns left, she's got to jump into the first lane and go past some thick divider lines and then change lanes. Okay, so there's her opportunity to jump in now. Now here are these thick lines here. So she turns into the left lane, gets the right signal on, does all the checks, checks over the shoulder, gets in front of that blue truck, gets the lane change done before getting boxed in behind the cars that are parked in front. Okay, so the instruction is to continue straight. The speed limit is 60. She's doing around 50, which is fine. There's a few parked cars and a few factories coming up.
At the roundabout, we'll go straight ahead.
Okay, so the next instruction is at the roundabout, we're going to proceed straight ahead. So 2 things, we've got to see if she can find a safe gap entry and that she does exit the roundabout with a left signal. So she slows up, has a look, she can see there's an opportunity straight away. So she takes an opportunity before that other car comes around. And let's see if she exit signals. And she does, fantastic.
Okay, now at the traffic lights, we're turning right and it'll be right again. At the traffic lights, Sorry.
It can be a bit confusing here. There are 2 right turn lanes. You've got to take the second one.
So right and right again. So right here.
And you must do a right blind spot head check before moving into that turn lane because that's a painted island and can be driven over. So you definitely need to be in this right lane when turning right here, because after these lights you will always be turning right. Eesha stopped with plenty of space for the car in front. That's great. The light has gone green arrow. Now we need to be careful if this light should go yellow, but it stayed green. We also need to consider the truck beside us, that he comes into our lane. But it is a really big intersection, this, and that usually doesn't happen here.
Okay, we'll proceed straight up to the next lights and turn right.
Okay, so the instruction is to proceed up to the lights and turn right. Now we are back in the 80 zone. I encourage you to get close to 80 here. We're going to stay in the right hand lane the whole time. And if you drive a bit too slow here, you could get harassed by the cars behind. Now we're doing about 60 at the moment, so we could be a little bit faster.
Turning right at the next lights.
These lights here. Yep, right turn.
Okay, so we're coming up to the traffic lights to turn left. Eesha probably has a signal on a little bit early, but that's okay. Now it is a dual turning lane. We're turning right then left, so we need to get in the left lane. So let's see if Eesha remembers that.
So it's right, and then we'll be turning
And
left.
she does. And the light is currently got a red arrow, and we're going to pull up behind the car in front. Now we had a little incident with Mazda's iStop function. It's a very confusing thing. I've cut that out. It has no bearing on the test. Eesha did forget the first on red check though, so we have an observation error.
Okay, now we're going to take the next left turn.
Okay, so our instruction is to take the next left. Now there's a bus stop here. If the bus stops here, just wait behind the bus. Don't go into the right hand lane, because that line there makes it illegal to get back into this lane to turn left.
Right, now we'll take our right turn back into the car park.
Okay, so our next instruction is to turn right back into the car park. We'll give way to any oncoming traffic, and we have an oncoming vehicle. So she's waiting with the car straight. It's now safe, and we complete the turn. Always checking for the odd person who walks here. Okay, so we're taking the next right. Eesha has her signal on. I generally like to use signals in the car park. Okay, so we've got a pedestrian. Hopefully Eesha will go slow through here. And she does, and the pedestrian steps out the way, so all is good. We're going to take the next left. She's got the signal on. This can be really tight here. It's very important that Eesha doesn't get our left rear tyre mounting this curb corner. Let's see how she goes. Okay, she takes it slow. Another car appears. Not a lot of room here. She waits. Good.
Right, we'll head to the end and we'll turn right.
Okay, great. So she completes that turn without mounting the left curb. Okay, so we're turning right. Eesha's got the right signal on. Not a great view here. She edges up, has a look. It's clear. Great.
Drivers, just take the next right into one of the bays, the one near the bin if you want.
Okay, so we're heading back into the test bay. Examiners do not mark this park, so if it's a little bit off, it will be okay. Just be careful if there are other cars around. Do not get too close to them.
Right, just handbrake part, you can leave it running. Okay. How you going with that? How do you feel?
That was alright, but I know what I did with that reverse park.
Reverse park, yeah, it was a bit, I don't know, dodgy, but there was no fails in it.
Okay.
Okay, there was one main error though. When you pulled out, you didn't signal.
Oh, where was that?
In the reverse park, when you had to pull out again.
Oh, yes.
Yeah,
Okay,
you went to go for it, I think, but you didn't actually put it on. You did check, thankfully. If you just pulled out and didn't check, yeah, you would have been out.
Okay.
But yeah, with the reverse part, what happened is you start okay, pulled up okay, you did your 360, looked out the back, came back. When you got to the angle,
I didn't turn my steering wheel on.
well, you went too far. You just back to center, so it ended up turning too early. But look, you fixed it up. You knew you had to pull out again. Just remember, when you pull out from the curb, mirrors, yes, but indicate 5 seconds again, as well as the checks. You did all your 360 again, and then you end up hitting the gutter, but these aren't fails. You end up finishing okay. There was another hazard in Narellan, we had to turn left at the lights.
Yep.
We had the signal, check our shoulder, and move over.
Yep.
Now, there's a side street then between you and the lights, and you turn the signal off, like we do up at 7-Eleven.
Yeah,
So,
okay.
so it just creates a hazard. Someone might think you're going in the side street and they might pull out.
Yep.
Now, at times, I think we're signaling a little bit too early. So just note that, this is a note. And just up the lights there, once we got sorted out with the green, we just didn't do the first on red check.
Yep.
Okay, so, but definitely a pass today. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Now you got to do it for real with these guys here. So that's
Yep.
booked in about next week sometime.
Yep.
So hopefully you can come here and do the same good run and pass and get your P's.
Thank you.
All good? Okay, great. Okay folks, so that's a wrap with my latest mock test video done at the Macarthur Gregory Hills Test Centre. Thank you to Eesha for being the student. And Eesha went on to do her real driving test a few days later. And guess what? Yep, she passed first go. Excellent work, Eesha. Fantastic. Congratulations. And remember, stay safe on the road. Okay folks, so if you do want to book lessons or a mock test with me, go to my website, www.thedrivingtestguynewsouthwales.com.au, and all the information is there. I have all the videos as well collated nicely for you to view. If you're new to the channel and you would like to subscribe, press the subscribe button, the like button, and the notification bell. And folks, if my videos have helped you out and helped you pass your New South Wales driving test and you would like to say thank you, you can do so by buying me a coffee. The link is below and on the website. And remember, always stay safe.